Left us behind a long time ago.
And hello, everyone. We are live. This is Anthony Hunter, joining along with my guest, Gage the Doom Guy. So, hello, Gage.
Oh, this is gonna be painful.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Well,
anticipating this like most people anticipate a kidney stone.
and and I'll be and today it's just gonna be an open mic stream like Gage did yesterday, and a certain someone decides to pull some bullshit today. Some bullshit that, quite frankly, pissed me off. And who can that someone be? Everyone's favorite greaseball, MCL 771, aka Lance, has decided to pull some bullshit today by, you guess it, donating to charity for
Now, this in and of
children being
itself wouldn't be
abused.
bad if it wasn't for the fact that he's just doing it to look good.
That's pretty much the gist of it. And not only that, doing that not only to make himself look good, but he's also doing that to as leverage to make his critics look like pieces of shit for criticizing him.
I got results yet. Easy enough test, but I gotta wait for the results. God damn it.
Doing all right, Gage?
Just the typical cough shit that I'm really getting sick of quickly.
Yeah. Oh, and Lance, I'm pretty sure you're gonna watch this, and I'm pretty sure you're not gonna. I'm pretty sure you're gonna ignore this, and I'm pretty sure you're not gonna join. If you somehow do watch this, my point still stands from Gage's stream. Come in and explain yourself. I doubt you will do so, but explain yourself.
It's better to talk to people who will actually listen to what you have to say than try to explain yourself to people who won't listen at all.
Because we're giving you too many chances, Lance. And I'm really into the point, which is I'm really into the point of actually going off for you. But I'm not going. But I'm will try not to do that. I will try to be civil with you. As much as I have a disdain towards you, Lance, I will try to be civil with you. If you just come in and explain your case, if you truly are innocent, Lance, hop in here. Hop in the stream, Lance.
One thing that confuses me is for someone that claims that he has nothing to hide, that he's nothing to do, he seems to seems to take it on upon himself to run away from everything.
I mean, he privated his Twitter. He's still privated to this day. He pretty much have all of us blocked by now.
Remember, guys, these are the actions of an innocent man.
And looks like Athena's joining. Come on in, Athena.
Athena, I'm too old for this.
Oh, for and why, hello, Athena. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream.
Oh, been alright
Yes,
for my part.
Athena, you, Athena,
Can you guys hear me?
Athena, can you fix your mic for a second?
Okay. Sure, I'm just working with my Bluetooth set at the moment. I'll just have to swap it out.
Oh, okay. So, what
Okay.
do you think? So, what do you think? So, what do you think of this other bullshit Lance pulled today?
I can only say with Lance is that he's just a lost cause. He's just trying to make himself look like he's an angel, even though it's, a tactic that many a criminal have pulled before.
I mean, honestly, the stuff, what Lance pretty much pulled today, it's a PR stunt. That's all it is. He's doing this just to gain clout and good publicity off of it, and to make people like us who called him out look horrible. That's pretty much the gist of it. He's donating to
Even
a
though
charity.
we have,
He's
even though
donating
some of us have donated to charities before and actually help out of our communities, regardless if we are hating pedophiles or not.
And even if we do that stuff, we don't document ourselves for doing it.
You do it because it's the right thing to do, not because it'll get you publicity.
Exactly.
For example, Tom Hiddleston, the guy that plays Loki, he's actually done a lot for humanitarian causes, and usually he doesn't even want to publicize any of it unless someone legitimately asks him.
Now Lance made a live stream today called "I'm donating to child abuse charity." I linked it on your general Gage.
I don't really like the way he words that because it makes it sound like he's donating to a charity that causes child abuse rather than like something that fights child, like tries to raise awareness about it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he's donating. It doesn't sound like he's donating to Rain or Thorn. He's just donating to something that might be completely shady.
Donating to the child punch in the face therapy.
And he also posted
the National Little Timmy Face Punch charity.
And he also posted another upload called "Proof that I made a donation to stop child abuse."
Like that's not really
it's on his
stopping
gaming.
child abuse.
It's on his Gaming with Lance channel, which.
How can you really say that you're gaming if you're just playing on phone games? You got toilet paper in here? Hang on, I can give it. Let me get to that again. Let's see what we got.
And he also posted another upload called "Gauge the Loudmouth Messages" with archive in parentheses.
It's really all just a bunch of bullshit done to save face.
That's all that is.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Derivative.
I'm streaming from my phone. Let me try to. But honestly, Lance, what you're doing here is fake. It's fake. You don't really care about these issues, Lance. Something tells me that you're using these poor kids as leverage to not only gain good publicity, but to make people like us look bad. That's all that is. And that's all that ever will be.
It's more or less like telling me I'm a good person for the sake of pretending to be one.
That's literally what
Friendly
it is.
reminded the people. A friendly reminder that people who have used charity in the past have actually used it to try and get more victims. Friendly reminder that Jared Fogle used to be part of charity events, and that's how you got more close to these victims.
And pretty much Bill Cosby. And pretty much Bill Cosby did a similar shit.
Goddamn Bill Cosby. You can never look at the Cosby Show the same way again.
You can never even look at anything ever again involving him.
He was probably one of America's most family-friendly sitcom dads, and it turned out he's a fucking rapist. God damn, that's fucked up.
Very disappointing, if you ask me. It's very disappointing.
And the worst part is, keep in mind, like, he went to a high school years ago, I believe it was in the 80s or the 70s, and he lectured young men about, like, knocking up women and then leaving them. It's like, if you plant a seed, be there to help it grow.
Just fucked.
It's like, okay, again, the guy who commits a series of rapes has exactly zero shit to talk about these people. But I know you think you're saying something profound, Bill, but you might want to think about your own actions first. Because otherwise, it's like, I'm just gonna say you're basically setting yourself up to look like to look ridiculous later.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, I see. People like Lance, Bill Cosby, and Jared Fogle, who try to use charity, trying to escape accountability for the fucked up shit that they do. That's just flat out disgusting.
Well, I remember, like, Jared Fogle was excommunicated from the Catholic Church until he bought his way back in.
Of course he did, because he got the moolah.
Yeah, he had the money from all the Subway endorsements back in the day. Yeah, kind of shame on that fucking church for letting him back in when they knew for a fact all the shit that he did.
Pretty much proves that if you had enough money, you could pretty much get away with pretty much anything you want.
Which is a shame.
Shames.
Hence why Harvey Weinstein was free until the Me Too movement began.
Yep.
Oh, easy there, Gage.
I'm coughing up a lung as we speak.
Don't die on us.
Yeah,
I can't afford to die. Kate will kill me if I die. Anyone else see the air there? She will clone me just to kill me if I die.
I'm trying to stream this from stream one of Lance's videos from my phone, but kind of new to the StreamYard stuff. But I'm just fucking pissed. Because I'm so pissed that
All of us are.
Because he pretty much pushed my limits. I just cannot stay silent on this. I just have to call him out. Because Lance, I know exactly what why you're doing this. You're not fooling us.
You know, this kind of almost reminds me of what Cosmodor, who was a well-known animation reviewer, YouTuber, who was actually outed himself for dating a 15-year-old while he was 19, and while he did try to make multiple excuses of why that happened, you know, using his home country's age of consent and basically ignoring the rules that follow those set laws. And of course, after he tried to make his comeback, he tried to donate to RAINN to say, hey, this is my way of trying to pay back of my actions. Please forgive me. I'm trying to make a comeback. And look what led him to be.
Yeah, I heard of it. I've heard of Cosmodor and the shit he's done. I haven't paid that much attention to it.
The only reason why I'm aware of what he did is because I actually was a fan of his content before he outed himself for what he has done.
Yeah, just looking up to your careers and until you find out that your careers have done some fucked up shit, I can imagine that's very disappointing.
Then again, almost every unity has their fair share. Not surprising that someone can turn out to be something you wouldn't expect them to be.
And on top of that, YouTube protect these type of people, but they could remove the dislike number because they can't handle it. Because because corporations don't like it when people call
R.I.P.
them
in
out.
peace. R.I.P. in peace. The dislike count.
I'm pretty sure the clickbaiters and the scammers going to celebrate over this.
And the shitty tutorial makers.
Oh yeah, them too.
Like how am I gonna find a good guitar tutorial or a good recipe video now? Like I have to try and look through all these shitty ones to try and get a good one that actually makes sense.
You look at the comments. Oh, but why are these shitty tutorials censor comments? What about that?
Yeah. I swear, YouTube's gonna upload itself eventually.
Seems like it.
Like the site has a lot of great content on it, but it's ruined by how the site has turned into what the site has turned into since it was bought up by Google.
Ever since the site was bought up by Google, it's been going down to shit.
When one of the former owners of the site actually has spoken out against it.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Honestly, the reason that YouTube is starting to fail is because of the fact that it rewards shitty content with a frequent returning viewer base. Like, if you've ever seen any of these people that makes the clickbait bullshit that kids like, these people usually get a far more recurrent return than the people who actually put original shit out there. Or at least something as original as they can make with whatever limited productivity they have.
I mean, look at people like Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
Just nowadays, people tend to focus on quantity over quality. That's just the name of the game nowadays.
And why do you think Onision's been on YouTube as long as he did, despite all the fucked up shit that he's done?
All because Susan turned a blind eye to it because they didn't want to deal with it because he was making them too much money. We can't kill our cash cow even if our cash cow is a pederastic fucking psycho.
Like, honestly, Susan is absolutely ruining this platform. She is. And Google. I just miss the old days of YouTube. I mean, seriously, Susan, if you want to fix the issues that are going on with YouTube, actually focus on the people who are actually causing the problem, rather than just punishing everyone else for it.
How about sort out your flawed copyright system? Stop with the really oversensitive auto censoring on the comments, and just allow the dislike count to come back. As a matter of fact, try and sort out your whole thing with, just stop with the promoting of the ridiculous ads and actually try not to go overboard.
You know what would be a really funny ass meme?
Why is it?
Like it shows someone bending over, it's like, here comes Susan with the ads, and have the ads shaped like a fucking ram pole or something.
Like, seriously, I'm getting tired of actually wanting to watch a video and then out of nowhere an ad pops up. And what's annoying about one ad? 2 ads that are unskippable. Like seriously, Susan, if I want to watch an ad, I'll turn on the TV. Fuck's sake. I want to watch a fucking YouTube video. Like, I understand Twitter wants to make their income and all, but holy fuck, man. Fucking shit. These ads are ridiculous.
Oh, how people miss the days of AdSense.
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. Watch an ad of something that I actually don't give two shits about. What a wonderful idea.
Welcome to the goddamn Twilight Zone.
Tell you, we live in clown world. I tell you.
Bunch of goddamn ass clowns.
Yeah.
People are like, what's wrong with this planet? Really? You don't fucking know?
It's the people who run it.
It's like, why do people make fun of this? Why do people take so many cheap shots at YouTube? It's pretty simple. YouTube's fucking shitty and everyone's disappointed with its bullshit behavior.
Like, I get there have been issues with YouTube in regards to the ads with the apocalypse happening back in 2017 and 2019. But it's just unnecessary how YouTube just tends to focus on this dumb thing.
I'm back. I'm not dead. Shit. StreamYard's fucking up this time.
And the problem is people are usually penalized for stupid things. It's like, here, oh, you thought you were not in trouble? Well, here you go. Now you're in trouble for some stupid bullshit you don't remember doing.
Pretty much like how cancel culture is nowadays.
Yep. Honestly, speaking of cancel culture and bullshit emerging from that, I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not still pissed off about the whole accusation bullshit that Lance pulled.
I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all.
It's one thing if you think I'm an asshole, that's fine, but don't be making really fucked up claims up just because you're a dickhead who got himself in a bad fix. The best thing to do isn't to lie about the people you don't like if they're getting on your nerves. The best thing to do is address what they say and try to confront them directly instead of sitting there like a 4-year-old throwing a tantrum.
Um, 4 years old is a little bit too mature for Lance.
Oh, that's a cool looking fucking gun. Sorry, I'm playing Borderlands 2 right now, and it showed this gun that had like a hollow scope and it had like a machete looking bayonet on the bottom of it. It done got the bayonet. You're right, though. The reason that Lance is just... I don't really even know what to say about him, really, because...
You said all you need
to...
to...
an idiot and call him a man-child. You can call him all these things that are poignant and true, but at the same time, it just feels like we're... I don't know. It just feels like we're like hitting our heads on a brick wall, then wondering why the hell it is the wall still saying, but we're losing consciousness.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't see the point. I do. A lot of people. I'm one of the people that probably hates the motherfucker almost more than anyone alive. But it's like at the end of the day, I just feel like we're not doing anything really.
Yeah, I see your point. I just got pissed off at this. I know Lance is not gonna come in here because he's a coward. But I'm just fucking pissed off because I'm just saying this right now.
All of us are.
I refuse to let Lance get away with this shit, and I'm not gonna let him get away with this.
Like, he's obviously resorting to, these, damage control tactics.
Hold on. For some reason, my StreamYard started to act funny. Let me pause that for a sec.
Alright. When will this madness end?
He's a disturbed little freak.
No,
Honestly,
surely.
hearing the crazy shit that his parents said in the background is like, this family is fucked up.
No wonder why he's the way he is.
I'm back.
Like, I wasn't even taking the piss out of him when I told him they need to see some fucking family counseling. I was being, like, straight up. Like, yeah, this is fucked up.
And that's our end goal of it is to actually try to tell Lance to actually seek some self-correction. We're not trying to fuck with him or anything, but
There's nothing we can already do to fuck with him that we haven't already done at some point.
and Lance claims that people are lying about them. Lance, we have no reason to lie about you. These are things that you've done, that you document yourself from doing it.
And we are just addressing it for you. Just calling it out as it is. And you don't want to hear us.
Of course you don't, because he has this delusion of grandeur about himself, of him being this nice, innocent person, this put upon victim. And we're just these meanie duty heads who likes to harass him. Yes, I know, ladies and gentlemen. This is my second stream. I know there's not much structure in there. I'm trying to work on this, but I'm willing to try to improve on this. Improve on streaming. But again, go on, Athena.
I was just gonna say, like, I may be a cunt at times, and there are moments where I will act inappropriately, but at least I own up to it, and I at least try to, behave like I should be, like actually behave like a regular person and actually own up to what I've done.
Same here. There are times that I'm being a complete dick to people. There are times that I made mistakes, but you know what? I own up to it. I learn from it, and I try to grow as a person from it. And just in
like
case you
all
don't
of us
realize,
have been emotional. Go first.
Okay, look, Lance. I know you can't handle people saying mean words to you and disliking your videos, but here's the thing. All of us here in this stream, we all are on spectrum. And we also all had this fair share of receiving criticism from people. And of course, people's talking shit about us. But to the people who talk shit about us for no reason, we just laugh at them. Because we can't take them seriously. However, the criticism we get, we actually take that criticism by heart and actually learn from it. Yes, sometimes taking criticism does suck. Yes, it does. But one thing about receiving criticism is that you actually learn from it. But Lance, you think that criticism is pretty much the same thing as people bullying you and harassing you, which is totally not the case. There are people out there who are like us, but trying to have you realize that you are going down a wrong path, a path of self-destruction. We're trying to have you realize that what you're going down, what you're doing is not healthy. And perhaps be honest with everyone and actually leave the net, seek some self-correction, and even if you do, actually try to be honest. Actually be honest with your therapist, because It's a therapist's job to help you, and the therapist cannot help you if you are not honest with them. But the problem is, Lance, you don't want to seek self correction. You do not want to make the effort of actually seeking mental correction because it involves you telling something about yourself that you don't want to say. You keep on insisting. Oh, you're right, Gage. Well,
Feels like a
as I was,
hairball every time.
you keep on insisting that there's nothing wrong with you and everyone else is the problem. Everyone else are assholes for pointing out the things that you fucking did. Lance, it's not us who is the problem. We just pointing out the stuff that you did. You documented yourself doing these things. You documented yourself visiting a fucked up website that has CP and has children being raped or even killed, and that has snuff fetishes in it. And you even admit to being there for a month. There are also allegations of you speaking to someone who was 14 years old on that site. Which makes me ask, Lance, and I'm still trying to ask you this. What were you talking to that person about? What were you talking to that 14-year-old about? Because that's something that I want to know, Lance. And I'm being dead serious. Not like I'm expecting you to, because you're still going to run and hide like a coward. But I genuinely want to know what were you discussing about at that 14-year-old girl? Because think about it, Lance. You were talking to a 14-year-old girl on a website that contains CP, snuff, and children being raped, groomed, or even killed. Do you not understand how bad that makes you look, Lance? All we're asking you is to address the things that we said.
That's all. We're just asking for some clarification since you seem to think that people, like, we're not trying to jump to conclusions and make you look like a piece of shit, but we want answers to questions that everyone's asking because things have become really fucking crazy when you look at all the shit that's also connected to the stuff you did in the past.
And Lance, you keep running away from this. You're not going to escape from this, Lance. It's out there. No matter how you.
They know where he lives.
You're not going to actually escape from this until you actually be honest with everyone.
Just remember this, Lance. If you come across this, I want you to hear me out like this. Remember, you're the one that decided to go to that site, despite being told not to, and being told of the content there. You still went there, you became an associate of Nathan Larson, and just wait until Larson's trial begins. He will take you down with him, along with many of the other degenerates he associated with. You're gonna be fucked over regardless, and you won't hide forever.
And he will go to trial, and he will bring some names up. And Lance, what are you gonna do if Larson brings up your name? What are you gonna do then?
He'll plead ignorance until the cops beat the ashes out of him.
And you can't use your disability on this time. It won't hold up in court, Lance.
Realistically speaking, if he were to do that, the cops would actually consider that as trying to evade, like evading arrest or some shit like that.
And also, Lance, it's not up to you what the jury or the judge is going to give you. It's not up to you which punishment you're going to receive. Because you are on spectrum.
If it was really up to them, do you think Chris Chan would be arrested? I would think not.
I mean, look what happened to Chris Chan. He's on spectrum. but he's currently in jail for raping his dementia-ridden mother. He's on the autism spectrum too. But look what happened to him. He's jailed, he's in prison, and he's going on trial. Our point is, Lance, regardless of whether or not you are on spectrum, that does not excuse you for doing fucked up shit. Like I said before, everyone, all of us in here, in this stream right now, are also on spectrum. But we don't do fucked up shit that fuck over people for the rest of their life. Because we know full well that it's wrong and fucked up. It's morally reprehensible. We know better, Lance. You're 29 years old. You're pretty much older than all of us here in this stream. You're about to be 30 next year. Lance, you should know better not to do what you did. And what's worse off, the fact that you even use your disability as a crutch pretty much tells me that you know exactly what you were doing. You're trying to use your disability to escape from criticism and accountability. But you can only do that for so long, Lance. To the point that you can't use that as a crutch anymore. You think that you running away from this and hiding and not speaking to us right now is going to actually help your case. If anything, it's only proved further and further about your guilt, Lance. Now, no, I'm not.
Avoid conflict.
Again, I'm not expecting you to come here because you're afraid. I know you're scared to come here. But I'm just want to let you know, Lance. The longer you try to hide from this, the worse off it's going to get you.
Before I head out and I gotta go charge my stuff up, I'm just gonna leave this little thing here, Lance. Continue to do what you're gonna do now, because it's gonna basically hit you right back in the face. Your ugly mug will be forever scarred of your dumb actions. Take care, everyone.
All right, Athena, thank you for joining us. Any parting words, Gage?
I'm glad to be here.
All right, thank you, Athena. Thanks for joining. Any parting words, Gage, before I end this?
All I have to say is, Lance, the more you run away, the more you try to hide, the more you lie, the more you try to avoid the truth, it's not going to help you. You're not going to get away with anything. You don't look innocent when you do that. You claim you don't care what people say, okay, you don't. But you should start caring when you realize that all of your actions are adding up more and more, and not in the way that you'd like them to. When people can start saying, yeah, he's avoiding everyone left, right, and center, because people are given the opportunity to talk about this and try to clear himself up, and he doesn't do it because he thinks that lying about people and bullshitting people to their face is somehow a lot more appropriate than trying to confront the issue at hand and actually address it like a normal person would.
All right. And then said on the chat, expect another video of him from yours truly. Hi, Dan. How are you doing today?
I'm old.
But anyway, Lance, all I'm have to say is this. No matter how hard you try to try to get out of this, just to let you know, you cannot escape from this. No amount of crying, whining, complaining, and podcasts you do or Spotify, it's going to help you get out of this.
Especially when he's lying to an audience of people that don't have any fucking clue what the hell he's talking about.
And I know you're not going to do this, but if you actually have some self-awareness and realize that you are your own worst enemy and actually try to seek out help and be honest with yourself, the better off it will be. But I know you're not going to take my advice. I know you're going to continue to hide and run and continue and deny everything that you did. You keep doing that, Lance. Eventually, all the things that you've done is going to catch up with you to get again. And that's pretty much my departing statement. All right, everyone, thank you for watching this live stream, and I would like to thank Athena, the guitarist, Engage the Doom Guy, for joining me today. This is Anthony Hunter signing off. Oh, an easy Gage.
I'm dying.
Goodbye. All right, goodbye, everyone.
Off we go. And now it feels like I have leukemia. Why are you coughing? Well, it's not a joint if that's what you mean.
Yeah. But seriously though, what I know Lance is pretty much a lost cause at this point, but that shit Lance pulled pretty much pissed me off. I just can't stay silent on this.
It's hard to really stay quiet about it because you know he's just doing it for all the wrong reasons.
Pretty much. And I'm not gonna let Lance get away with this. I'm not gonna let Lance just trying to make us look like the piece of shit. Because I know why he's doing this. I know why he's doing all this. He's just being fake about it. Trying to paint himself like he's this good hero, like, and then people like us are just assholes for calling him out for doing fucked up shit.
Like, how many more times can one person lie before they finish incriminating themselves? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Is COVID still kicking your ass right now?
Not kicking my ass, but I know it's definitely landing a couple good hits every now and then.
Jeez.
That's since Saturday.
I hope you could pull this through, man.
I know I can. I know I'm not. I can still breathe and everything. It's just a pain in the fucking ass because I don't like the damn cough. I recently just got that damn test done earlier. So I already know it's COVID, so it's all the damn symptoms, with the exception of the shitting everywhere thing.
Yeah.
Funny part is, when I was running some errands before I did the test, I ran into my grandmother.
Oh.
My father's mother. So how have you been? Fine. What about you? Like, is that my grandmother? For like, so the corner of my way, I was like, is that my grandmother? I'm thinking to myself. I turned like, oh hi, yeah. She recognized me as soon as I noticed her. It's like, because there are times I'll run into my first cousin and my uncle and shit while I'm out doing stuff. It's like, why are you guys not here when I'm out here? It's fucking weird. Are you high enough for this? No.
Sure, you say your whole family got. You say your whole family got that shit.
My grandfather and my aunt do.
Sure. Damn.
Yeah, everyone in this household has it, with the exception of my aunt's husband and the dog, and the cats.
Easy, Gage. Easy.
Dry and scratchy.
See, if throat feels scratchy, shit, I don't know how that felt.
Ah!
That shit could be a pain in the ass.
It's almost like a flu, except worse.
When I was sick about like last month, I was pretty much bedridden too. I had the chills. My throat is all scratchy. I had pretty much of a headache, but it only lasted a couple of days. I mean, me being sick, but the headache lasted a couple of days. It's just that the chills, scratchy throat just lasted about more than a week till I recovered. I just had some warm hot tea with some honey and lemon, just trying to ease things down. And then take some medicine. Then I eventually got better. but tell you that it's just
the
a pain.
goddamn Chinese. They did this.
Fucking hell.
Goddamn Wuhan. Because they had reports over that shit. They had reports of that shit a month and a half before we started getting it over here. And at no point in time did they try to let anyone know, oh, by the way, we have people, our scientists and shit are getting sick over here. We should probably tell you this. Yeah, you should. Assholes.
You think? Otherwise, we wouldn't be in this fucking mess if China would have just actually fixed this fucking problem.
My goddamn.
Besides you having COVID, is there anything else going on with you?
Well, I decided to do something dumb, and I bought a couple things on eBay. I didn't buy anything expensive, and they came in today. They're like actually in perfect shape.
What you bought?
Whoever owned them before treated them very, very well. Bought some like old Jurassic Park 3 figurines from like years and years ago. Because I used to have the exact same two when I was like a knee-high child. Like, well, you know what? I want to replace them because I've not had them in years. I enjoy the nostalgia, and I really don't like this cough. Last time I coughed this much, I was hitting a joint. It's fun to be 14.
I remember watching Jurassic Park when I was a kid.
As good as the movie was, the novels were better.
Yeah.
Like the novels actually had a couple moments of dark comedy. Because they had a guy get attacked by raptors in the field, and one of the raptors had actually been eating the chocolate bar the guy had been eating when he got attacked. Like it just walks away with it. It's like, what's this? This is different. This is mine.
Velociraptor's eating chocolate.
It's like, what is this weird taste? I don't know, but I like it, and it's mine. It just walks away from the other ones as they're mauling the poor son of a bitch. This one's just eating the candy. Like, man, you picked the worst island in the world to go to. It's like, oh, that poor bastard. I don't know what's worse, the fact they took his candy or the fact they killed him. Not only did they kill me, but they take my candy.
Okay.
Well, actually, correction. One of them took your candy. The other ones proceeded to rip your arms and legs off. It's like, oh, God, not the mutilation. Oh, jeez.
And one of them took your candy while the rest are ripping you apart.
And the funny part is, like, the other ones seem to know. It's like, well, wait a minute. I like this better than I like the meat. It just, like, separated itself from the others and started eating the candy. What the fuck? It's like, I don't mind the I like the sugar more.
Oh, my God.
Honestly, the novel did a much better setup for Sightbeat than the movie did. As much as Jeff Goldblum is a treasure, and as much as I really think Richard Attenborough was cool, I did like the setup in the novel better because the setup actually had a lot more reason to be attached to it. Because when the movie was set up and why Malcolm went to the island, it was kind of disjointed. Now, Sarah Harding is in both the novel and in the film, and she is the reason that Malcolm goes there. However, another reason that he goes there is because this paleontologist named Levine investigates reports of carcasses of dinosaurs being found on the coast of Costa Rica. And this is like after, because in the first novel, they basically napalmed the fucking island and killed almost everything on it. And whenever it wasn't killed by the napalm, the government came in and swept up afterwards. So that's why when they see dinosaurs on the coast, they're trying to wipe them out so that there's no proof. Because if there was evidence that Costa Rica was in charge of genetic engineering, all the nations in the world would probably be up their ass about it.
So best to just scrub everything before.
Yep, we gotta keep that a secret. If they find out we were cloning dinosaurs, we'll be fucked.
Not to mention, people are going to be making some serious bank off of that if this shit goes out.
Yep. The weird thing is that there's actually another company called Biosyn that was trying to steal the dinosaur embryos. If you ever, that's why Nedry was trying to sabotage the power and everything, was because of the fact that he was hired to sabotage all the shit and then get there with the embryos. He'd be paying $10 million per species. So he was making $150 million to transport 15 embryos. The funny part is, if you saw that scene where he's like in the incubator room, like the name Stegosaurus is just spelled incorrectly. Like, how do you misspell that? It's one of the most iconic names of any breed. And not only that, but there's a few names of animals that you don't even see in the park, but are touched on later in like games that come out later on. Because they mentioned Metriacanthosaurus in the incubation chamber, because you can see like the embryo, you can see the name spacing from where the embryo would be in the embryo storage. But the thing is, though, when it comes down to it later, you don't really see them at all. You don't really see them in any film. You see them mentioned, but you never like see them.
So they just let some breeze out.
Yeah, my guess is they didn't have the money, because that would be an extremely costly thing to do.
Yeah.
So what happened? Well, I proceeded to beat the piss out of him. I mean, the funny part is, instead of Peter Ludlow being in it, Peter Ludlow never even appeared in the novel, actually. However, the guy like Lewis Dotson, the guy that was trying to like take the T-Rex eggs, he gets fucking killed. Yeah, needless to say, Mother and Father Rex don't like it when you try to steal their children. So they proceeded to bite off his arms and